or I am still struggling. But we have the choice where we want to struggle and what we are willing to struggle for.
Hello, beautiful people. I am Cherise.
And I am Maria, and this is the Unquiet Silence Podcast. Hello to you, Cherise. How have you been lately?
Well, so far, I've been busy doing all these adult things, processing and acquiring all these valid IDs. And I already have my first dose of Pfizer last week. And I am glad that I haven't felt any severe side effects from the said vaccine. I feel fine so far, and to all the listeners out there, please don't be scared, guys. Please go get vaccinated as soon as possible. Yeah, that's it for me. How about you, Maria?
Well, that's good to hear. So we were really busy with our thesis this past few days, but I'm thankful that we are still here and we are able to push through this another episode. So, as we have promised to our beautiful listeners, on this episode, we will be having our very first guest.
Oh, I was just about to say that too, but yes, our first guest is already here with us, and I can't wait to welcome her to our show. So, we won't let her and our listeners wait any longer. Let us all welcome our first-year commissioner. Hey there, Thea. Kindly introduce yourself to our listeners.
Hi everyone, I am Thea Angela Villanghino, a first-year BA Communication student, and I am specializing in social communication, and I am an introvert.
Oh, so you're specializing in social comm. Both Cherise and I are specializing in new media studies. #share ko lang. So, how are you today, Thea?
I am feeling great. Even though I only had like 3 hours of sleep, but I feel great.
Well, that is so great to hear from you, Thea, and do take a rest later. Because right now we will be having a fruitful conversation that can help our listeners with their struggles in college too. So to start, I am an introvert like you, but I am curious, Thea, about why you chose BA Com or Bachelor of Arts in Communication.
As an introvert, I chose BA Communication because I had no choice. I was supposedly gonna enroll in AB English, but HEDC don't offer it anymore. So it was like the nearest course that I could take aside from AB English. So it was like my second option. So I chose it because I don't get to choose my first choice.
Oh, so what were your expectations like after you decided that you will take BA Com instead of AB English?
I already expected that it will be much easier because everything is online. But I also thought that it won't be difficult because I won't have to interact with a lot of people face to face. So I will just have to focus on studying and like my self time, my alone time, and I already expected that it would be really easy because I will just have to deal with myself and not interact with other people.
Well, I think attending online class is kind of a relief for introverts, You can just attend classes without meeting and dealing with different people on a daily basis. You will only talk and interact with others whenever you are really required to do so. And since BA Com really requires lots of class reports, oral recitations, or group activities, Thea, how did you adjust and adapt to the stimulating environment?
It was like just a fast adjustment because my classmates were a bunch of extroverts and all they do is just adopt me and talk to me, start small conversation, and it was like the biggest factor for my adjustment because they always start as conversation and I also got no choice but to answer and join them. So it was like the idea of getting to know them was something that empowers or made me adjust to the stimulating environment.
But it's really a good thing, right? Even though we are leaning more to our introverted sides, interacting with others is inevitable and still important in our lives for us to survive. There are times that we really need to adjust and adapt. And with that, I remembered what Cherise said in the previous episode. She says, fake it till you become it. Eventually or occasionally. But Thea, was it hard? Or are you still having a hard time dealing with college?
Yeah, I am still having a hard time, or I am still struggling about college, but not because I'm an introvert, but because college itself is hard. We all know that, but we have the choice where we want to struggle and what we are willing to struggle for. So I set aside that I am an introvert because the college itself is hard. So that's what I'm focusing right now.
Right, I totally agree with everything that you said. It is college that is really hard. And yes, we always have a choice on how we are going to present and act on ourselves on different occasions that we are in. And I really like that you did not use or see introversion as a hinder or a reason to everything that you're struggling with. Very well, Thea. It's the mindset for me.
And I also like that you didn't see your introverted side as something that causes you to have a hard time dealing with college. Not every introvert has the same mindset as you. And you also said earlier that you expect it to be easy since classes are done online. But when you experience it firsthand, it really changes, no? It's definitely not as easy as how you thought or expected it before. But that's totally okay. Struggles are okay. That proves that we're trying, that we're doing something, right?
Yes, right. So, Thea, since you mentioned that you are supposed to take AB English, were there times that you feel like you don't belong to BACom and you thought of shifting?
Honestly, I have been having those thoughts lately, especially after the midterm exam. But what I did was I constantly remind myself that I need to focus on the things that I need to deal with at the moment. And because this is the chosen course that I have enrolled in, so I should set aside the thought that I have to shift or I want to shift. I have to deal with the things that I have in my hands right now so that it will be much easier for me to survive the things that I am going through.
Well, we admire you for that, Thea. We admire you for your mindset and for how you cope with that situation.
Yes.
You still have a long way to go, and I believe that with that mindset of yours, you will be able to succeed and achieve your dreams in life. Just always stay focused.
Yes, take note of that, Thea. Well, wow, time really flies fast. We are now down to the last 2 questions we prepared for you. So before this episode ends, Thea, what do you want to say to those students out there who are planning to go to college, wanting to get out of their shell, but are too afraid to do so?
To those who are in doubt of themselves, take the risk, because I was once afraid, but then I realized that there will be a lot of things that I have to be afraid of. So I need to lessen it. And so I went to college, tried to get out of my shell, and successfully I went out. And now afraid of other things. College is all about helping yourselves, asking help from others, and trusting yourself. It's okay to be afraid, but fear won't make you successful.
Yeah, squeak.
Definitely, I agree with that. It's okay to be afraid because, as Christine Stevens says, if your dream doesn't scare you, then your dream is not big enough. So lastly, in your own opinion, Thea, is introversion a bad thing or a good thing in college?
To me, introversion is both a bad thing and a good thing because, it is a bad thing because it really limits the things that you are going to take risk of, or the things that you want to take, because college makes us take risk and do things that are just out of our league. While it is a good thing because introversion makes us develop ourselves alone. To me, that is a very good thing, being responsible of your own development and not depending on other people to satisfy your happiness and desires in life.
Exactly. Very well said. Not everyone can really be responsible for their own development, and I think that is also one of the necessary things that every human being should learn in their lives. Well, Thea just ended it with a bang! Thank you very much for those honest answers, Thea. So yeah, another episode is about to conclude. We just had a very light yet fruitful conversation. Thank you so much, Thea, for joining us on this episode. Your presence is highly appreciated.
Yes, and we're very happy and grateful to have such an amazing conversation with you, and I hope that you enjoyed this, Thea, as much as we do.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And we hope our beautiful listeners out there have enjoyed this episode too. If you do, please do not forget to follow us here on Spotify and on our Unquiet Silence Facebook page. You could also check out the Unquiet Silence podcast YouTube playlist, and feel free to leave your comments and suggestions there.
And we will also provide all the links for you guys to have easier access on our podcast. Again, thank you so much for being with us on our third episode. Please continue joining us on our podcast journey. I am Therese.
And I am Maria.
And this is the Unquiet Silence Podcast, a show for the silent people with the loudest mind.
See you guys next Saturday.